Before I tell you which foods make your legs strong after 60, I need to warn you about one thing most people do every single morning that is quietly making their legs weaker without them ever realizing it. We'll get to that warning in just a moment. But first, raise your hand if this sounds familiar. You stand up from the couch and your legs feel stiff for the first few steps. You reach the top of a staircase and need a moment to recover. Or you've started avoiding certain walks, certain outings, certain activities. Not because you want to, but because your legs just don't feel as reliable as they used to. If any of that sounds like you, you're not imagining it. And more importantly, it is not inevitable. Today I'm going to show you 5 foods, simple, affordable, already sitting in most kitchens, that directly rebuild the strength, circulation, and nerve function in your legs. And I'm going to reveal that one morning habit that could be quietly working against everything else you're doing right. Stay with me, because this one surprises most people. Here's something worth understanding before we get into the foods themselves. Because once you understand why legs weaken first, everything else will make more sense. Your legs contain the largest muscles in your body. That means they demand the most protein, the most oxygen, and the most circulation to stay strong. As we age, all 3 of those things naturally decline. Blood flow slows. Protein absorption becomes less efficient. Nerve signals between the brain and legs lose a little of their sharpness. The result? Legs that feel heavy, legs that cramp, legs that tremble on stairs or feel unreliable on uneven ground. But here's what's powerful. Legs also respond faster to nutritional changes than almost any other part of the body. Because they're so large and so active, when you start feeding them the right nutrients consistently, many people feel a real difference within just a few weeks. And one of the 5 foods I'm going to share has a specific compound in it that researchers have found increases muscle oxygen delivery in older adults by a measurable amount, without any exercise required. You'll want to hear that one. Let's start. Food number 1, eggs. Eggs are the starting point. Not because they're popular, but because of something specific that happens in your body after 60 that makes egg protein different from almost every other source. As we age, our bodies go through a process called anabolic resistance. That's a scientific way of saying your muscles become harder to rebuild. You can eat the same amount of protein you always have, and your muscles will still slowly decline because the body is no longer using that protein as efficiently. Egg protein is one of the very few protein sources that cuts through anabolic resistance. Its amino acid profile, particularly its leucine content, directly triggers muscle protein synthesis even in aging bodies that have become resistant to other protein types. What does that mean practically? It means that eating eggs consistently is one of the most targeted things you can do to push back against muscle loss in your legs. Now, the yolk. Many people were told for years to avoid it. That advice is outdated. The yolk contains vitamin D, which your leg muscles need to receive signals from your brain. Without enough vitamin D, nerve communication between your brain and your legs becomes sluggish. Your movements become hesitant. Your balance suffers. Your reaction time, the thing that catches you when you stumble, slows down. The yolk also contains choline, which directly supports the connection point between your nerve endings and your muscle fibers. Think of choline as keeping that connection clean and fast. 1 to 2 eggs in the morning, 4 or 5 days a week. That's the habit. Now, before I go to food number 2, I want to come back to that morning habit I mentioned at the start. We're getting closer to it. Keep watching. Food number 2, salmon. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a day where your legs just felt heavy, like you were walking through water? That's not weakness in the muscle. That's a circulation problem. After 65, the walls of your blood vessels gradually stiffen. Blood doesn't move as freely. Your leg muscles, which are far from your heart, are among the first to feel that reduced supply. Less oxygen reaching the muscle means faster fatigue, more cramping, and that heavy, dragging feeling by afternoon. Salmon addresses this directly. The omega-3 fatty acids in salmon improve arterial flexibility. They reduce the low-grade inflammation that causes blood vessels to stiffen in the first place. When your arteries are more flexible, blood moves more freely to your legs, and your muscles get more oxygen. People who add salmon to their diet 2 to 3 times a week often report fewer nighttime leg cramps within the first few weeks. That's not coincidence. That's improved circulation doing its job while you sleep. Salmon is also one of the richest natural sources of vitamin B12, a nutrient that's deficient in a surprising percentage of people over 60, often without any obvious symptoms until the effects are well advanced. B12 is the backbone of your peripheral nervous system. The nerves running through your hips, down your legs, and into your feet. When B12 drops, those nerves misfire. Legs feel numb, wobbly, untrustworthy. Getting B12 from salmon, rather than supplements alone, means you're absorbing it alongside natural cofactors that improve how well your body actually uses it. Twice a week, baked or grilled. Olive oil and lemon, simple. If you're still with me, comment the word strong below right now. I read every single comment and it tells me this content is actually reaching the people who need it. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is a good time. I put out new videos every week on practical health topics for people who want to stay active and independent. Now, food number 3, and this one surprises a lot of people. Food number 3, Greek yogurt. This one surprises people because most people don't think about their gut when they think about leg strength. But here's the connection that changes everything. Your gut controls how much of what you eat you actually absorb. You can eat eggs, salmon, and spinach every day, but if your gut health is poor, your body may only be absorbing a fraction of the nutrients in those foods. For older adults, this is one of the hidden reasons why eating well doesn't always translate into feeling well. Greek yogurt contains live probiotic cultures, beneficial bacteria that actively improve the health and lining of your gut. When your gut is healthier, your body becomes dramatically more efficient at absorbing protein, calcium, magnesium, and the other nutrients that your leg muscles depend on. Think of Greek yogurt as the multiplier. It makes every other food on this list work better. Beyond the gut benefits, a single serving of plain Greek yogurt contains 15 to 18 grams of high-quality protein, plus calcium to strengthen the bones your muscles are anchored to. And it contains natural magnesium and potassium, the two electrolytes most directly linked to muscle cramping. When these electrolytes drop, your muscles can't relax properly between contractions. That's what causes the painful, middle-of-the-night leg cramps that jolt you awake. Replenishing them consistently, not just when a cramp happens, but every day, is how you break that cycle. Plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, 1 bowl a day. Add berries for antioxidants, a few walnuts for healthy fat, a small drizzle of honey if you need sweetness. That's it. Coming up, food number 4 contains that specific compound I mentioned earlier, the one studied for its effect on muscle oxygen delivery in older adults. That's next. Food number 4, spinach. Remember the compound I mentioned? The one that improves muscle oxygen delivery in older adults without exercise? This is it. Spinach is one of the richest food sources of dietary nitrates. And here's what nitrates do inside your body. They trigger your blood vessels to produce nitric oxide, a compound that causes blood vessels to widen and relax. When blood vessels widen, more blood reaches your muscles. More blood means more oxygen. More oxygen means your legs can go further, recover faster, and fatigue more slowly. Research specifically looking at older adults found that those who consume leafy greens high in nitrates, like spinach, showed measurable improvements in walking speed, muscle endurance, and recovery time after physical activity. These weren't athletes. These were everyday people in their 60s and 70s who just added more greens to their plate. Spinach also delivers iron, which your red blood cells need to carry oxygen in the first place, and vitamin K, which supports bone density in the legs and hips, and antioxidants, lutein and beta-carotene, that protect aging muscle cells from the oxidative damage that speeds up muscle breakdown. Here's an important preparation tip. Cook your spinach lightly rather than eating it raw. Steaming or sautéing in a small amount of olive oil breaks down compounds in raw spinach that can actually block mineral absorption. The olive oil also helps your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. 1 cup, lightly cooked, daily. Mix it into scrambled eggs. Serve it alongside salmon. Stir it into soups. It takes 3 minutes and it is genuinely one of the most powerful habits you can build for your legs. Drop a comment below. Which of these 4 foods are you already eating regularly? And which one are you going to add first? I want to know. One more food to go, and then I'm going to close out with that morning habit warning I promised at the very start. Don't go anywhere. Food number 5, sweet potatoes. Here's something that often gets left out of conversations about muscle health. Your muscles don't just need protein, they need fuel. And the type of fuel matters enormously. Your leg muscles are the largest in your body. They burn through energy constantly, not just when you exercise, but every time you stand, shift your weight, walk to the kitchen, or climb a step. Without a steady, reliable fuel source, even well-nourished muscles will fatigue quickly. Sweet potatoes provide complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly and steadily into your bloodstream. Unlike white bread or sugary foods, which cause a spike and then a crash, sweet potatoes give your leg muscles a sustained energy supply throughout the day. For older adults who experience that mid-afternoon heaviness in the legs, blood sugar management is often part of what's happening. Sweet potatoes help stabilize that, but sweet potatoes are far more than just energy. They're one of the richest food sources of potassium available, more per serving than bananas, which surprises most people. Potassium regulates muscle contractions, prevents cramping, and plays a key role in blood pressure management. Consistent potassium intake is one of the simplest, most direct ways to reduce leg discomfort and improve endurance. They also contain vitamin B6, which supports muscle metabolism and nerve health, and vitamin C, which is involved in collagen production, the protein that forms the tendons and connective tissue that keep your joints moving smoothly. Baked, steamed, or mashed, without heavy additions. A medium sweet potato, 2 to 3 times a week, gives your legs a fuel source that works with everything else on this list. The morning habit warning now. I promised you this at the very beginning, and I keep my promises. The morning habit that quietly undermines your leg strength. Even when you're eating well, starting your morning with only carbohydrates, toast, cereal, juice, pastries. These are the default breakfast for millions of people, and for your legs, they may be doing real damage over time. Here's why. When you wake up, your body has been in a fasting state for 7 or 8 hours. Your muscles are primed to break down rather than build up. The first thing you eat determines which direction your body goes in the next several hours. A high-carbohydrate, low-protein breakfast spikes your blood sugar rapidly, triggers an insulin response, and then, as blood sugar drops, leaves you fatigued, hungry again, and with muscles that never received the signal to repair. A breakfast that includes protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, even a small piece of salmon, sends your body in the opposite direction. It triggers muscle repair from the first hour of the day. It stabilizes blood sugar. It gives your legs what they need to carry you confidently from morning to evening. The fix is simple. You don't have to overhaul your entire breakfast. Just add protein to it. 1 egg, a bowl of yogurt. That small shift, repeated daily, compounds into real measurable leg strength over weeks and months. So here's your plan. 5 foods, simple habits, real results. Eggs, for complete protein and nerve communication. Salmon, for circulation and vitamin B12. Greek yogurt, for gut health and muscle recovery. Spinach, for oxygen delivery and mineral support. Sweet potatoes, for sustained energy and potassium. And 1 critical morning shift. Add protein to your breakfast starting tomorrow. These aren't miracles, they're biology. When you give your legs what they've been missing, they respond. And the people who are most surprised are often the ones who thought it was too late to change anything. It's not too late. I want you to remember that. If this video helped you today, please like it and share it with someone you love, a spouse, a sibling, a friend who has been struggling with their legs. It might be exactly what they needed to hear. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment telling me which food you're starting with, and come back next week, because I have a follow-up video coming that goes deeper into something I only touched on today. Now, before you go, I want to ask you something. Do your legs feel weaker than they used to, even though the rest of your body seems fine?